Hey, what's up guys? This is Eric Kelly, aka the Tech Gentleman, bringing you guys a quick unboxing of the LGG6. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a little hardware tour, and also I'm going to be comparing it to the Galaxy S8 Plus and the S7 Edge from last year. It's a great device still, and if you're looking for something on a budget, maybe you want to compare it to what's out there today. So I'll do a quick comparison between those. Also, before we get into it, I want to remind you guys, if this video helps you out at all, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button. Also, if you got any questions, hit me up in the comments, and you can also get at me on Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. So without further ado, let's talk tech. All right, guys, so let's take a look around the box right quick. So the front is very plain black box, very simplistic. On the side, you got LG's motto, which is life's good when you play more. On the back, we got a couple of specs, not much there. Bluetooth, of course. This has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor. In the box, you have a travel adapter, a data cable, SIM eject pin, quick start guide, and warranty information. So pretty standard affair as far as the contents of the box. Let's go ahead and take a look inside right quick. And I already cut the little plastic tab in case you were wondering. All right, set that off to the side. So we're greeted with the LGG6 face front. Got a couple of main specs on the front here. QHD plus screen, water and dust resistant, and wide angle camera. So dump that out, set that off to the side right quick. A little filler, some books and whatnot, a little LG quick start guide. Set that down here. And we have LG's fast charge charger here. The specs on this guy. This is, so the output is 9 volts at 1.8 amps or 9 volts or 5 volts at 1.8 amps. So depending on the charging stand that your phone is able to take advantage of, this guy you have to do standard or quick charge, I believe 3.0. LG's fast charger. Is that there? What else we got? We have a USB Type-C cable. And it's white. Kind of not liking the all white cables anymore because over time they just get dirty and dusty. Even though LG's cables do tend to stand up over time, so that is USB Type-C, in case you were wondering. And like they said, they're little SIM ejector pin. All right, that's all that is in the box. Slide it out the way. Take a look around the phone. So this phone I'm gonna bring over, the S8 Plus, is pretty much the only other flagship out right now. If you are screaming, what about the U Ultra? I feel bad for you. That's not a contender. So this is it next to the Galaxy S8 Plus. This has a 5.7 inch QHD screen. S8 Plus has a 6.2 inch QHD Plus screen. It's a little bit wider. Both of these are QHD Plus actually. The size isn't that much different. Of course, the S8 Plus is a little bit taller, but it's also a little bit thinner as far as that profile goes. I don't know. My wife, she just knew she wanted the S8, but when we saw the S8 Plus and she held it in her hand, she immediately saw no reason not to get the S8 Plus, especially with the bump-in specs. And size comparison between the S7 Edge, which if you're trying to get an idea of the size, it's definitely very close to the S7 Edge size. S7 Edge has a 5.5 inch screen. And also a comparison between the two silver colors. This has like a brushed kind of metal look on it, while the S7 Edge is pretty much just straight flat silver. Well, not flat, but very shiny, reflective, but no designs or patterns on it. All right. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour around the hardware here. So let's get in tight. So we have our SIM and micro SD card slot up top. And there's nothing else on the right side. On the left side, we have our volume up and down buttons. Their buttons are metal as well, very clicky, tactile. On the bottom, we've got our Type-C USB port in the middle. We also have our mic on the left and our speaker holes on the right. And at the top, you've got your all-important headphone jack and the secondary mic. And on the back, along with the fingerprints, there's the fingerprint reader in the middle. And also you have their dual camera setup, which looks kind of like a little Android with their two-tone flash in the middle, you can see. And both cameras this year are 13 megapixel sensors. So the difference between the wide angle and the standard angle camera is going to be a lot smoother, especially when you transition in video, something like that. And that's all there is to it. A little LGG6 branding on the back. And that's it. So I'm going to power this guy on right quick. For the first time, give you a little power up. And that's going to be it. I'm going to be doing some testing with this guy. Actually going to let my wife test it for a little while as well, since she's coming from SA Plus. And get some feedback on this. It's kind of new. It's still relatively new design choice with the narrow, long screens. I got used to it immediately with the S8 Plus coming from the S7 Edge. I think my wife did as well. She did have one complaint about maybe the S8 Plus being a little bit too big, but I'll let her hold this around or hold this phone and see how she feels after being with the S8 Plus. But like I said, guys, if this helped you out at all, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely get at me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And also hit me up in the comments if you got any questions. Until next time, guys, peace.